Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Good morning, Bellows Falls, and welcome to the feed. Here we are talking again. Talking about computers because they're always fun and challenging.
They are.
They are. Here it is, February 26th, the last show in February. Okay.
February's cruising right along. I think we're cruising into an early spring.
I think so,
I don't want to
too,
say it too
man.
loud, but I think we're cruising into
Yeah,
early spring.
definitely.
The rain we're getting today, the birds have been chirping a little bit more than I
Yeah,
so I think-
yeah. My daughter said, because it was like they tap trees, and they went from having no tap, they just tapped. And now they have over 100 gallons of
Oh my gosh,
syrup
because of
already.
the really warm and
Yeah,
the warm
yeah,
those
it's
two
like
warm days and then the
coming
cold
out, I
nights.
guess.
Nice.
Anyway, moving on, local events.
Local events. So I just wanted to thank anyone and everyone that came out to the Rotary Spaghetti Dinner. We had a good turnout on Saturday night. I think we served probably about 150 people.
Yeah, it was really good.
And
Good
huge
food.
shout out to Susie Rogers for giving us the genius idea of creating the meatballs with an ice cream scoop so that meatball prep and the night before prep went so much quicker.
Well, that was always a big problem because, the whole quality control of the meatballs.
Of the meatball sauce.
Because you had the people who wanted to make,
tiny meatballs.
no, yeah, like regular meatballs. And then you had, I don't want to mention names, but Tom Miller thought you should have grapefruit-sized meatballs. And you would have 3 meatballs, and that would be
That'd
it
be it.
for
Then
the
everybody
dinner.
have to share. Everybody have to share. So again, thanks to everyone that came out to the spaghetti dinner. Just reminding everybody the cabaret, they're getting ready. The costumes are being finished
Yeah,
and
the
the set's being finished and it starts on March 13th is opening night. March 13th, 14th, and 15th is the first weekend, and the second weekend is 19th, 20th, and 21st. Those shows are at 7:30. There's 2 matinees. There's a matinee on March 14th and March 21st at 2 p.m. Everything's at the Bellows Falls Opera House. And tickets are on sale at www.mainstreetarts.org. You can call 802-869-2960. Or you can this year, which I think is new this year, you can go to the Village Square Booksellers.
Oh,
And they have
really?
I think that's new. I think previously they didn't
I
have
think they
them.
had tickets before, but they had, I think in the past that you could buy tickets, but now with assigned seating, they sort of were out, I
Yeah,
thought they were
so
out
it's
of it
also
for a little
available
bit,
at Village Square Booksellers, so.
yeah. Great.
So anyway, so get your tickets, get them early, because I have a feeling that this is another one of those shows that will probably
Yeah, it
sell
will
out.
definitely sell out. It's gonna
So.
be good. So, here we are today, and we forgot
Forgot
to
to
start
set
our
the
timer,
clock.
and so we're totally off on time. We'll let you know where we're gonna go, but we had a different show planned, and then we realized in this weekend that next week is town meeting, and it sort of creeped up on us.
It really did creep up this year. Usually I have it in my brain, but this year it's like, what?
So, next week is Super Tuesday, so you get to vote for the president, or do your primary for the president and that deal, but it's also town meeting day, school budgets, all those things are gonna happen, so we sort of move things around a little bit, and we are gonna talk about that today on the feed for a little bit. Then we're gonna go show a clip of, that's pretty exciting, that we took last weekend of fireman training.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Ice training.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
really something.
Ooh. Okay.
Stay tuned.
So just to remind everybody, the town meeting is Monday night. It's at the
Yes.
town hall, and I still think people don't get this part of it, that the town budget is still voted on at the town meting. It is
Right.
not Australian ballot. It's voted on usually by about less than 50 people
Right.
that come to the meeting, and that's your chance to find out information, your chance to ask questions, and your chance to vote.
And to
It's
amend,
not
if you,
Aus- yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not Australian ballot.
almost every
The-
year someone moves to amend something,
Mm-hmm.
and so you can change it if you want.
You can't dictate exactly. You can add money or
Yeah,
take
exactly.
money out, but you can't dictate how the board then they then,
Yeah, they make the decisions
the
on how the money
decisions.
is spent, but you can make a decision, you can make a move to change the amount of money.
but I think that's important. I think if you have if you have an opinion, if you have that's your chance to have a voice.
Yeah, because the only things that are actually, that you actually get to vote on, because then, so we have town meeting Monday night, and then Tuesday we have voting. And the only real things that you get to vote on, and I brought this sample ballot.
Which
and
I'm
this-
sure everybody can see.
Yeah.
You
Everybody
can
can
see
see that,
that
right?
detail, right?
Easy. But, and you should be able to read this. But,
I can't
because
even
I
read-
can't
I
even read it from
here.
here.
I know.
So, but anyway, the three things you vote on are the Rockingham Town School District budget, the Bellows Falls Union High School District budget, and the River Valley Technical Center School District budget.
Budget.
So, and those are three things that, again, you probably want to look at, because, like, the town budget for the high school kids is going, or, I mean, for the, see, that's, I get this confused. The budget for the kids in town, which would be the elementary school and the middle
and
school,
the
right?
Saxons River School.
Is actually gonna increase by 12%.
Mhm.
And then the Union High School budget, which is the amount of money we pay to put kids in the union over there, is going up by 4%. And then, there's the River Valley Credit Union, or not River Valley Credit, River Valley Technical Center that we pay into. We don't pay to send kids to the credit union. I just want to clarify that right off the bat. But we do pay a chunk to have kids go there.
We do.
And they don't say how much exactly, how much that,
How much that is per
yeah,
student?
yeah,
Interesting.
which is interesting, because if you look at the town budget and this high school budget, it's like, they give you a number. It's like $19,000 per student, or $18,000 per student, 18 and some numbers. So it makes you think about, because I guess when I looked at this, I got a little bit of sticker shock, because I don't think about, they're doing things with the kids, but when you put it
When
into
you put it into per
those
student,
terms, it's like,
yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
maybe we should think a little bit more about this.
Yeah, but that's where you get, but if you come to the meeting, they will discuss the budget. The town meets first, they flip-flop it every year. The town meeting is first,
Mhm.
and then the secondary meeting is the school board meeting, and you can actually ask, well, what is that number made up of?
Yeah,
What-
yeah,
Is it comparable? Because my question was, is it comparable to, is that just the going rate?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's because one of the things I looked at was, well, what's it cost to go to UVM for a year? And it's like less than that. And so it was like, well, wait, what is this number? And I guess the other thing I was thinking about is, I know some high
I
school
don't think
kids.
UVM's less than that. UVM's like 50,000 a year.
We're just talking about in-state tuition. We looked it up yesterday. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was an interesting number that,
Okay.
which my daughter when my daughter actually went to UVM, it seemed to cost a lot more than that. But anyway, but my other thought was, I know some high school kids that like skip school and do like, maybe only go for a couple hours a day, and I'm thinking, I'm paying $19,000.
Mike's gonna be in the front
Get
row.
to school, I'm gonna be
Mike's
like
gonna
the
be in the
truant
front
officer.
row of the meeting,
If I'm spending that
asking
amount
those
of money-
questions, wanting to know.
Well, they should be going to school, and
That's right.
Anyway, sorry, we're really
It's awfully
digressing.
digressing. So
All
let's get
right.
back to the, what else
Let's
do
go
you get
back
to
to
vote
the,
on?
well, we need to talk about, the select board is
Right.
the other thing, that's gonna be, voted on, and there are two
2 seats available.
seats available with 3 people running for each seat, but it's not the same 3 people.
Right, and there's a difference in the seats. There's a 3-year term and a 1-year term. So the 3-year term contestants are Stefan Golick, Susan Hammond, and Ben Mashore. And the 1-year term is Stefan Golick, Ben Mashore, and Michelle O'Hayan. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
pronouncing
I
that
had the
right.
same problem,
I'm not
because I
positive.
saw it written a couple
So
different.
she's a new person coming into the mix of
Yeah,
the
she
select
owns a
board.
business in Saxons
Saxons
River.
River.
I was reading some articles and.
And I think that's good to point out that you said there's, in today's
Yeah,
Eagle
and that's what I
Times-
wanted to, because we don't endorse anyone or do anything like that.
We're
We try to
neutral.
stay out of it. We try to just report. But if you look at today's Eagle Times, which we, plug for the Eagle Times, is they actually have a really nice article with interviews by each of the 4 candidates running for these 2 slots, and what they stand for and what they want to do if they get elected. So if you have a chance, you can pick up an Eagle Times or look it up online and find out what people are talking about and what they're interested in doing.
And then interestingly enough, for Rockingham School District Director, which would be the school board. There are 2 two-year terms available, and nobody is on the ballot.
Yeah, well,
They've had a really hard time the past few years, and what happens is if they don't have enough on the board, they don't have a quorum, they can't have a meeting, they can't make a budget, right? Doesn't that,
I know,
doesn't that all happen?
and yeah, and I mean, it's, as we talked about before, it's like a big chunk of the property tax.
Mm-hmm.
And that we don't have a board is,
That's really, I mean, I understand it, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of work, but
and it's a thankless
It's a
job.
totally thankless
Everybody
job.
hates the school board. I mean, you can't, ever since the Harper Valley PTA, you know, it's been
Mike's,
it's been downhill
Mike's
from there.
dating himself on that.
All right. Anything else on the election?
I don't think so.
We have these, if
The
you
town
look
report.
around the town, you can find these town reports, another interesting document that you
Mm-hmm.
can read through, and it has all the breakdown of all of the expenses and all
Oh,
of
it probably
the,
has a
of the
breakdown,
spend-
you can probably find exactly what the expenses are
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
school.
yeah. Then it has, talks about the Historic Preservation Commission, it has pictures and dedications, and so, that's another thing you can pick up before the meeting, it helps. Okay,
So we just encourage people on Monday to go out to the business meeting. It starts at 7 p.m. It's at the Bells Falls Opera House. And then the next day at the Masonic Temple, from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is plenty of time, you can go vote. And not only are you voting for local,
yeah, we
you're
got-
doing the national election this year too.
so, yeah, so you also, these are sample ballots that were, posted out, is that you're gonna do you get to pick,
Republican or
pick party. You know, we don't typically go into parties, but we're gonna pick the party, and so there's a Republican ballot and a Democratic ballot for president. And so you're gonna pick one, and then mark who you think should be the person, and then turn it in, and that will be your Super Tuesday.
So we
Okay.
should probably go to Clip.
We need to go to CLIP. As a intro, we've been, working, we always, try to do some things with the fire department, because they're just great. And in the last couple of years, they've gone to a totally volunteer fire department, which is a big step. But in no way have they become less professional. They
That's what I
are
was
amazing.
Thinking this morning that they're all volunteer, yet they're still out there doing all these learning, taking these trainings and doing these trainings. So, yeah, they're an amazing group.
They are an amazing group, and we're gonna go to CLIP, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it.
Yay.
Morning.
Good morning. Is that a dry suit? Is that going to keep you dry, or is it just an exposure suit?
We'll keep you dry. It's 2 layers. There's a layer of thermal, and then there's a layer of moisture. So it's a ice cold water rescue suit.
Okay.
My backpack. So we came up yesterday and cut the ice. It's a good 9 inches thick. I have a piece over there. I'll try to get it in a minute. I'll show you the different, so you can read the ice. When we pull it out, the bottom 2 inches is like crystal clear, almost white without any bubbles. That's the strongest ice. So it froze solid about 1.5 inches overnight. So today, 7 of us recently went and took and got qualified as ice rescue technicians. Today we're going to practice those techniques and train some of the others from our department using our equipment, our methods, but to maintain the same hand signals that we will when we go mutual aid with Walpole or North Walpole.
As you go down, now pull out your flat tile.
So you got the ice here that they cut out yesterday. You can see the different clarity in the ice. That's solid, thick ice right there. It's nice and clear, and you got a pretty solid base. If you look here at the cross section, I mean, you got it. You got probably a good 4 or 5 inches of the solid ice, and then it gets a little more cloudy as you go up top.
You can even see layers there, huh?
Yeah, you can see where it freezes and then it thaws and then it refreezes. But I mean, you got a good solid 9 inches or so, if not more, of ice going on here.
Yeah, they are. They got a liner in it. So, I never wanted. You get a body length away, you spin around, and you just slide in.
Kyle,
Take this off. Like you're in the islands.
it's like a vacation. In the islands, man.
I want you guys just kind of practice real slow and cautious. Kind of like a back.
You're not that.
I can't even stand up, so
Yeah.
need some weight.
So throw that ice right out as you get it. Just don't hit somebody. There's some in the rescue, but demonstrate. You really shouldn't use them because they're not. You guys paying attention? He's pulling his ice picks out. Suit. No, I don't need that.
Help me.
Right up on your forearms.
Ready?
Huh?
Yeah, no, it's just one of these ones where...
No. Just snug it up. I never use. Pull your ice picks out. Sometimes you don't need them. If ice gets real slippery in the board.
A little. Hey, Kyle,
Dig in.
little bites at a time.
With your arms like this, Kyle. Like this.
Front to back?
Yeah, beautiful.
Pull yourself right up out.
If you need to, kick your feet. Sometimes you don't.
The more you kick, the more it's going to splash though. The more you're going to get wet in the face. You make it, you may not. Keep going. Kick your feet. Kick your feet.
Got
it. Got it. There you go. Keep your hips.
There you go.
Roll away. And you guys are going to be line tenders. You got it. You're all set. I got a tender, 2 tenders.
You
want me up there? No.
Hey,
Just stay-
okay?
I want you to stay in the water and practice in that soup.
I gotta go in right over there.
Are you okay?
Hey, put your arms on the hold them for me. Stay right there. I'm gonna come get you. Is anybody else with you?
No, by myself.
By yourself? How long you been in here?
A while.
A while? You just stay right there, okay? I'm gonna rig this up, so when I say ready, we're gonna get pulled right out of here, okay?
Hi.
You don't do anything.
Hi. Just get me out.
We're gonna go up on our sides, okay?
Hi.
Just like this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How's that?
That was awesome.
How much time of useful consciousness does a victim have?
Depending on how cold the water is, probably 3 to 4 minutes. I mean, they're gonna be freaking out, and after 3 to 4 minutes, as long as they're on the ice shelf, they'll be okay. If not, then they might not be.
So would they go into hypothermia then, or go unconscious?
Not necessarily
or-
hypothermia, more of a shock state.
And then is they're unconscious? Is it more difficult to rescue an unconscious person, or?
Yeah, an unconscious person can be more difficult, because if they're conscious, they can help you a little bit.
You put your arms on the shelf.
Do it again.
I go in the water, torso reflex, purge my suit. I'll go backwards. My secondary person guides me. And then if I need to go, gotta be slow. You ain't gotta go like this, be up high. This is what they want. That way. When you're about 4 feet from the victim, turn around. I'm gonna come to the victim. Talk to them for a minute, see if they're okay. They might be combative. They're probably going to be cold. I'm simply going to go like this. We're going out backwards. In this evolution, go nice and slow with the rope. Just slow and steady, because if you go too hard, you'll pull my head underwater. It's a simple rescue. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Simple.
It's cold out.
I want to come in on his left side.
On his left?
Yep. Hey, okay?
Hey.
Hey, guys.
How you
I'm
doing?
going to rescue you out of here.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The ice victims injured. They're unconscious, and we chose this to go rescue them. It also would float if we're going across a long period of broken ice. This will kind of keep you across the thinner ice. So we're going to show you how to use this. We've tied a piece of webbing here. Me as the rescuer, I'll always be attached to my tenders, okay? I put a butterfly in this rope. We're gonna attach the top. This is essentially what's gonna pull us out. I've also added a 6-foot piece of webbing on the right-hand side. We always go in the left-hand side. You'll see what I do with that. So for now, here's our setup. I've explained why we might use this, and now I'm gonna demonstrate how to get a victim out. Sir, are you okay?
Yeah, not bad.
Are you by yourself?
Yep,
You broke your leg?
yep,
Okay, I'm gonna come get you.
okay.
My name's Gaetano with the Bellows Falls Fire Department. Just tighten that up a little bit for me, guys. Can you reach anything on this?
What do you want me to do, grab
Tighten
it?
it up a little bit, guys.
You want me to grab this?
Yep. I don't want you to do anything.
That's what I'm talking about, the tension to keep that webbing at that shelf.
Stuck under your hand.
Make sure you keep your victim's hands clear. Don't want to pinch them.
You gotta wait till I grab the fucking thing. This one is gonna be all in one motion. You'll see what I do. I'm gonna bury it with my foot, try to get it vertical, roll my patient in it, send it. And we gotta send it quickly.
There's no...
So that actually worked out really good if we just slow down or more.
So there you have it.
Wow. So you didn't get to play the victim?
Oh, I'm glad. To be honest, it was a
bet it was.
little freaky out there because
Yeah.
it was, you know, these guys were in the suits and they kept telling me that they were warm and everything, but it looked cold.
Ben Mercer looked cold.
Yeah, I think he would, because he had the
He didn't
older
have the
suit
same
on,
suit,
and
yeah.
originally he said that was actually a little bit warmer, but it doesn't. It can get wet.
Mm-hmm.
The other suits have all this vapor barrier stuff and everything, and I think he was starting to feel it more than they did, and And plus, they were working on the ice, and so it was better. But it's really something to watch
That's
these guys, isn't it?
fascinating.
It's just one of the Larry Clark was out there, and he's one of the people that helped do the training and stuff. And he was talking about they sort of looks like when you look at it here, it's like, oh, that's what's the. But this is really risky, high risk
Oh, I
stuff.
bet it's high
and
risk
it's like,
stuff.
if you can imagine, that's why they practice, because it's like really high risk to do these things, especially with the baskets and the backboards and stuff, because if there's a current or anything that's going on, all that can get away from you. And
Yeah,
so
you're
they-
not in a controlled cutout environment.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
Out,
Yeah, and so that's why they practice to make this thing
Uh-huh.
happen. And he was talking about how these things you don't get to do them for real very often,
Mm-hmm.
and so the practice is so important because you don't want to be out there
Right,
trying
be
to
like,
figure
yeah,
out how
what
to
are we
get your
supposed to do? We can't
suit
remember,
on,
yeah.
or how to
Yeah.
communicate with each other when somebody's life is.
Oh, exactly. And I'm guessing that when you're in a real situation, the person you're rescuing is probably not as calm as the firefighters
Yeah.
are. So you've
And
got that
that's-
to deal
that was
with. And
the
they're not
other
going to listen to your direction.
Yeah, they're not
because
going to
they're
know
freaking
what.
out.
Yeah, they're going to be freaked, totally freaked.
Well, I liked the dramatic music.
Oh, thank you.
And good, interesting that and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is the fire department does this type of stuff all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
They
And
keep their training up all the time.
They're training all the time, and like when you maybe what I normally would have been in bed with a cup of coffee, or maybe not in bed, but in a comfortable chair next to a fire with a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning, and Gaetano gave me a call and said, "Hey, we're doing this. You want to come out?" I was like, "Yeah, okay," and it was pretty amazing. I'm glad I went, and they're really professional guys, and I'm hoping that we get to do more together.
Nice. I think we're probably running out of time
I
because
think
we
so.
shut
I'm
this
looking
clock
over
off.
at Alex, and he's going, well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care.
we gotta go.
We gotta go.
So next week on the feed, we don't have a guest yet.
Yes, so if you want to be a
If you
guest,
want to be guest on the feed, contact us.
But there's a lot of Take Action Rockingham stuff coming up this week, so we're hoping that we will have a guest, and we may be talking about that, and we may be revealing a new Marty and Mike
Production.
adventure production.
Ooh, now people are going to
Now
come back next
people
week and
will be-
watch
they'll
for sure.
tune in for sure. But that's it.
Bye,
Thank you.
community.
Bye, community. Have a good one.